Today we re-diving into one of the most overlooked but powerful stories in the Gospel of Luke, the story of the 10 lepers. It's a story about healing, gratitude, and something deeply connected to our mental well-being, the difference between just being changed and being truly made whole. Let's set the scene. Jesus is traveling along the border between Galilee and Samaria. As he gets close to a village, 10 men suffering from leprosy stand at a distance. Imagine their reality. They're isolated, rejected, and hurting, not just physically, but emotionally and socially too. From that distance, they call out, "Jesus, Master, have mercy on us." Jesus doesn't perform some grand, immediate miracle. Instead, he simply tells them, "Go, show yourselves to the priests." Now, this was the official process to be declared clean and reintegrated into society. And here's where it gets interesting. As they walk, before they even arrive, they're healed. The leprosy is gone. They are physically clean. But then comes the twist. Only one of the 10 turns back. He's overwhelmed, praising God at the top of his lungs. He falls at Jesus' feet and thanks him. And Luke makes a point of telling us this man was a Samaritan, someone considered an outsider, an enemy even. Jesus looks around and asks, "Weren't 10 healed? Where are the other 9? Then he turns to the grateful man and says something profound. "Rise and go. Your faith has made you well." Notice the different words used. Healed versus made well or made whole. This story isn't just about a physical cure. It's about the deep distinction between relief and true restoration. 10 men got relief from their physical suffering. But only one experienced the complete soul-deep healing that comes from returning to the source of that healing. This is where the story speaks directly to our mental and emotional lives today. Let's unpack the first major insight. Healing often begins before we feel it. Remember, the lepers were healed as they went. They took a step of faith, moving forward before they saw the results. In our own mental health journeys, progress often works the same way. We practice new coping skills before they feel natural. We show up to therapy even when we don't feel ready. We take those small, courageous steps toward health even when our feelings are lagging behind. Sometimes, it's that consistent, obedient movement that creates the space where healing can finally rush in. The second insight is all about the transformative power of gratitude. The one man who returned experienced something far deeper than just clear skin. His gratitude activated a different kind of transformation. Modern neuroscience actually backs this up. Studies show that practicing gratitude can lower anxiety, reduce stress hormones like cortisol, strengthen our emotional resilience, and increase feelings of connection to others. Gratitude doesn't magically erase our pain, but it fundamentally rewires how we experience it, shifting our focus from what's wrong to what's right. Third, this story teaches us that isolation wounds, but connection heals. The lepers were forced to live outside their community. That isolation was a huge part of their suffering. So many of us today live in a state of emotional isolation. Anxiety might keep us withdrawn from social events. Depression can convince us that we're totally alone in our struggles. Shame whispers that we're unworthy of love or connection. True healing often begins when we take that brave step back toward connection, reconnecting with God, with trusted friends or family, and even with our true selves. And finally, the fourth and perhaps most important insight, not everyone who is better is truly well. 10 men were healed, but only one was made whole. In mental health terms, symptom relief is wonderful, it's a great first step. But it's not the whole story. True wellness, or wholeness, goes deeper. It includes gratitude, a sense of purpose, spiritual grounding, and emotional regulation. Jesus didn't just want the lepers to be clean. He wanted them to be whole. He wants the same for us, not just for our symptoms to disappear, but for our souls to flourish. So, what can we take away from this today? Maybe you feel like the 10 lepers, you're walking through something painful, just hoping for a change. Maybe you're like the one who returned ready to reflect, practice gratitude, and grow deeper. Or maybe you're somewhere in between. Wherever you find yourself, please know that healing is possible. Wholeness is possible. And the small steps you take, a moment of gratitude, a phone call to a friend, a quiet prayer, can open the door to a transformation you never thought possible. If you or someone you know is struggling with mental health, please reach out for professional help. There are resources available, and you don't have to go through this alone. If this message encouraged you today, please share it with someone who might need a little hope. Thank you for watching, and remember, healing is a journey, not a destination, and you never have to walk it alone. Follow for more content like this.